To the other big story, a day after clashes rocked many districts of Uttar Pradesh, the Yogi administration has begun a massive crackdown on those who tried to disturb peace and harmony in the state. A total of 13 FIRs have been lodged, 237 arrests have been made. In Saharanpur and Moradabad alone, where violence was reported, 55 people and 68 people have been arrested amid a massive crackdown on mischief makers. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath held a crucial meeting with DMs and top police officers to review the law and order situation in the state.
कि कल जिन 6 जनपदों में घटित घटनाएं सबके सामने आई हैं, उन जनपदों में आप लोगों ने तत्काल शांति तो बहाल की है, लेकिन इसको अस्थायी रूप से मेंटेन करने का काम करेंगे। उपद्रवी तत्वों पर प्रभावी कार्रवाई करेंगे और सेक्टर स्कीम को अभी से लागू करने की तैयारी, और अगर कहीं कोई ऐसी घटना घटित हो तो उपद्रवी तत्व सुर्खियां न बटोरने पाए। सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म को जनपद स्तर पर भी मॉनिटरिंग हो, रेंज स्तर पर हो, जोन स्तर पर भी हो और शासन स्तर पर भी इसकी नियमित समीक्षा हो। लोकल इंटेलिजेंस के साथ बेहतर संवाद हो। हर एक गतिविधि को हम मजबूती के साथ संज्ञान में लें और कोई भी तत्व अगर कानून को हाथ में ले रहा है, वो कोई भी संगठन हो, सख्ती के साथ उससे निपटने की कार्रवाई हमारी जनपद स्तर पर हो और इस पे हम लोग हर एक स्तर पर जवाबदेही भी सुनिश्चित करें।
The bulldozers are rolling in Uttar Pradesh, while in Saharanpur, portion of the house of an accused who was involved in the violent protest was demolished. In Kanpur, Times Now has learned that a building owned by an associate of June 3 violence accused Zafar Hashmi was bulldozed. Nizam Qureshi was another accused in Kanpur violence, was also arrested today.
In less than 24 hours after violence that took place outside the Jama Masjid in Saharanpur, the Saharanpur district administration has launched its crackdown and saying that the method that they are employing in the last few months of bulldozer justice. So this is the house, a rented house of one of the accused, as per the police record of Saharanpur police, that he was involved in stool painting, and you can see that this is the grill, this is the gate of the house where the family of Muzammil, one of the accused, was living, and this grill has been completely broken by the bulldozer of the Saharanpur district administration. However, the family is showing resentment that this is not done. This is the situation on the ground, and we can establish that the Saharanpur district administration has launched what it calls bulldozer action and a massive crackdown on accused who were involved, as they are saying that who were involved in stone pelting incident. You can clearly see that this gate has been completely broken, and this house is now without any gate, and this is a crackdown, a start of a crackdown of Saharanpur district administration. With Harish Bhatt in Saharanpur, Mayank for Times Network.
The instructions from the Chief Minister have been taken very, very seriously by all. Definitely, it is not just the police and local administration which pitches in when call for action against people who involve themselves into conspiracy or otherwise violence or lawlessness is concerned. And therefore, Chief Minister had reiterated on a number of occasions before, here you see bulldozers at work, rapid action force personnel have been brought in, police personnel have been brought in to see to it that no untoward incident takes place around the time this demolition is happening. And therefore, administrative officials quite conscious that action has to be taken, and that too very, very promptly as far as incidents of violence and lawlessness are concerned. And therefore you see this building being demolished, although the KD authority is not directly confirming whether this has directly to do with anything that transpired in Kanpur about a week back. But yes, the Chief Minister's office does confirm that this is in relation to the violence that happened in Kanpur last week.
Now, while the opposition has slammed the bulldozer action, with PDP Chief Mehbooba Mufti calling it bulldozing of minorities, Samajwadi Party leaders have been gunning after the Yogi government over its crackdown. In fact, SP Neta went as far as to the police lines He wanted to meet the riot accused. The SP Neta was denied access by the cops. He was turned away by the Yogi administration. We have the full sequence on camera. His name was Kamal Akhtar. Reactions coming in.
बिल्कुल नहीं पता ही नहीं क्या बता दूं पुलिस लाइन है क्या बता दूं नहीं पता लगा फिर बहुत लोग हैं गलत आपको बुलाया गया है राजू फोटो भी ले ले फोटो गलत नहीं आप आपको ले जाना अरे गाड़ी लेना गाड़ी किधर है जाइए अरे मत करो भाई चलो पुलिस सामने डालो चलो इज्जत के साथ वो याद करेंगे.
Let me open this up. Rashmi Samant, human rights activist, political commentator, wears many hats. Advocate Kapil Madan, political analyst. Good evening to both of you. Kapil Madan, let me begin by asking you, every time action is taken on these people who are allegedly involved in riots, the opposition seems to suggest that, look, the government is going after one community.
So, Pritesh ji, let us see. I mean, I will not go into this aspect whether this bulldozer justice is correct as per law or it is not correct as per law. But I will just raise one question here. If the bulldozer is required to do the justice, then you have their own minister Tenny. Was a bulldozer used against him? Was his home bulldozed? And if not, then I'll ask a question: why? We are seeing violence is no answer for anything. There cannot be any justification of violence. What has been said by Nupur, the BJP spokesperson, I mean, that was also brazen. But now whatever is happening is also incorrect. But having said that, let me just point one thing here. In terms of law, the person who makes provocative statement and the person who commits violence, both are equally liable in terms of law. Now, if you want to bulldoze home of people who have done any act of violence, do so. But at the same time, also use bulldozers to, people who have said provocative statements, made provocative remarks, and use this bulldozer justice indiscriminately.
Okay. Rashmi Samant. This crying vendetta at the drop of a hat.
No, I'm not crying vendetta. No, I'm not crying vendetta. No, Pritesh, I am not crying vendetta. I am saying if this is the yardstick for justice, then you started from your own minister. You don't do that. You can't have a separate.
Yeah, so you're saying one
response.
One community is being targeted.
No. I have never said that. Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
What are you trying to imply?
All I am trying to say is when it comes to your own minister, you don't use bulldozer. That's what I'm trying to say. If you want to use bulldozer, use it indiscriminately and against your own ministers also.
Which is why I said you believe the government is only going after one community.
They are saving their own people. That's what I've said.
Rashmi Samant.
Well, I'd like to start off by saying that not a long time ago, and this is something that you can see in other states as well, in many states in India, that a mob resorts to violence, stone pelting, burning effigies, breaking public property. And the next day, all you see is a very small column in your newspapers which says unidentified men cause riots, and that's about it. There's literally no action afterwards, and there's been a trend in the recent past that you can just get away by committing crime by being a part of a mob. But what has happened in UP is that with the use of technology and face recognition, they've been very efficient in cracking down on this kind of mob justice, mob violence, and this kind of terror that's been gripping streets within different streets in India, and they've been very efficient in nabbing these people, and justice has been served very quickly, and this has rattled the part of community which takes refuge behind sort of mob violence. And I'm very happy that quick justice is happening, because justice delayed is justice denied. We've seen clearly in the case of Kashmir that for the past 30 years, Kashmiri Pandits have been, just going from door to door seeking justice, but justice is yet to be served, and that is not fair. And quick action is what is necessary to stop violence. And right now, I think it is very convenient for people to justify violence by, pointing towards Nupur Sharma and her statements. But I'd like to remind the kind gentleman here that stone pelting even happened during Ram Navami processions. The Hindu procession which had proper permissions were pelted upon. It also happened during Hanuman Jayanti, and this has not only been happening in UP or other states ruled by one particular political party. It's been happening across states where the political parties are quite different. And only the recent stone pelting which happened in Kanpur, it happened on one of the investment summit days. What message does it send to the investors that this is not a safe city, and it just it kind of discourages investors.
And
so
not
it's
just
very
that,
action for action.
the larger point in all of this is,
let me respond.
No, 1 minute. Of course, I'm coming to you. I'll get you. I want you to respond to it. The larger point being, Kapil Madan, that the problem is, and tell me if I am wrong, that how many people have come out and condemned this? They say, look, people are angry, so this is justified.
Many people. In fact,
I have reactions of leaders of the Congress party, Samajwadi party, who are saying that, look, ye to hota hai. Abu Azmi, for instance, leader of the Samajwadi party says, हाँ ये तो होगा, लोगों के हाथ में आपको ये दिखेंगे, ये तो होगा, लोगों में गुस्सा है. Tomorrow people will pick up guns.
Let me respond. Let me respond to what my learned colleague here said. She said that I am justifying. Nowhere in the debate I justified the act of violence, no matter what. Perhaps her headphones was not working properly. I said very, very categorically that violence and this kind of a response is not justified, come what may, and action should be taken against anyone who is found indulging in any kind of violence. I said that very, very categorically. I don't know from where she heard that I was speaking otherwise. Now, having said that, she also made a remark about Kashmiri Pandit. I will just ask a question here. Do you know they are sitting on dharna? It's been almost 20 days. What are you doing? What is the government doing for them? They have been targeted killings.
Kashmiri Pandit pelt stone or comment.
Madam, धरने पे बैठे हुए हैं वो.
हाँ, so what is the problem in sitting on dharna? No, 1 minute, Kapil Madan, are you saying dharna is a problem? You have a problem with dharna, but you will not condemn pelting. Kapil Madan, what is this? What bizarre logic is this?
Pratesh ji,
Kapil Madan, people have listen, I'll tell you the problem. The problem is that people can do legitimate ways. There are legitimate ways of protesting. You can go do that.
I am with them. I am supporting their dharna. You never heard me.
No, you are supporting their dharna, but you are also supporting this pelting mob.
For them.
The mob fury.
Do that.
आप मेरी वीडियो दोबारा चलाओ. मैंने क्या बोला? मेरे यहाँ पे लर्नेड कलीग ने बोला कि वहां पे कश्मीरी पंडितों के साथ ये हो रहा है. मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ कि कश्मीरी पंडितों के लिए सरकार
आप समझे नहीं एडवोकेट कपिल मदान. रश्मि सामंत ये बोल रही हैं कि कश्मीरी पंडित के साथ जो हुआ, गोइंग बाय द लॉजिक दैट वी आर गेटिंग फ्रॉम ऑपोजिशन लीडर्स, कि देखिए ये तो जस्टिफाइड है, लोगों में गुस्सा है, तो फिर उनको भी उठा लेना चाहिए. रश्मि सामंत वो बोल रही हैं, लेकिन उन्होंने नहीं उठाया ना.
प्रीतेश जी, मैं ये बोल रहा हूं जो कश्मीरी पंडितों के साथ हुआ वो उससे खराब चीज कुछ हो नहीं सकती थी और उनको जस्टिस मिलनी चाहिए. और मैं यही आपको बोलने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं कि वो 20 दिन से धरने पे बैठे हैं, वहां पे सरकार उन पे लाठीचार्ज कर रही है. मैं ये बताने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं. आई थिंक सावंत जी को शायद इस बारे में पता नहीं है. आप थोड़ी सी देखें, गूगल करें, आपको इंफॉर्मेशन आर्टिकल सब कुछ मिल जाएंगे. दूसरी चीज, रश्मि जी बोल रही हैं कि जस्टिस हो रहा है और ये एक मैसेज जा रहा है दैट यू कांट गेट अवे विद इट. बिल्कुल ठीक बात है, जस्टिस होनी चाहिए, जस्टिस तेज होनी चाहिए, बट जस्टिस जो तेज हो रही है वो दोनों तरफ होनी चाहिए. आपके अपने जो मिनिस्टर्स हैं, जो ये कारण बने जिसकी वजह से आपने, सरकार ने ऑफिशियली बाहर के देशों को अपॉलॉजी आपको लिखनी, सारा देश शर्मसार हुआ। आपको उसको भी ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा कि ये जो रोज डेमोनाइज करते हैं, हर उल्टे सीधे बयान देते हैं, गोली मारो सालों को, कश्मीर फाइल बन जाएगा, अनवारंटेड स्टेटमेंट्स, दैट वाज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड। गोली मारो, तुम्हारी कश्मीर फाइल बनेगी, and these kind of statements. So all I am saying,
so who's justifying all of that?
No, all I am saying, let me tell you, Pritesh, was there action against Kapil Mishra for his statement? He said
you
that
go to
statement
court.
Khargaon. No.
Go to court.
Why don't you ask question? Why don't you ask a question?
Of course. No. You go to court. What is stopping you from going to court? You're not answering the question of principle, Mr. Madan.
You are evading.
No. Nobody here is sitting to defend Kapil Mishra or anyone else. Listen.
No.
That's not my job. Advocate Kapil Madan, I asked you a question on principle. You're refusing to answer that. You're obfuscating. Don't do that. Kapil Madan, don't do that.
No.
You don't have answers. Say I can't answer, but don't do this. Nobody here is defending Kapil Mishra or any of the vile comments made by anyone. Hate is hate. Times Now calls out hate in equal measure every single time. I don't. No. I will not listen to you. No. This patronizing tone that you're using. No, this is not. No, this is not right, Kapil Madan. You've been on our shows many times. You know we call out hate. We call out hate in equal measure. If you condemn this, then you should welcome the action that the Yogi government is taking.
आपको नहीं बोला, मैंने तो बोला जस्टिस होनी चाहिए। मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ जस्टिस, अगर बुलडोजर जस्टिस होनी चाहिए तो बुलडोजर जस्टिस आप यूनिफॉर्मली इनडिस्क्रिमिनेटली आप हर एक पे करें। अगर एमपी में खारगांव के अंदर कपिल मिश्रा ने प्रोवोकेटिव स्टेटमेंट्स दिए और वहां पे वायलेंस हुआ तो कपिल मिश्रा अरेस्ट हुआ कि नहीं हुआ, मैं सवाल पूछ रहा हूं। मैं आपको ये नहीं बोल रहा हूं कि आप कुछ भी साइड लें। यू आर फ्री टू से
कोई साइड नहीं ले रहे यहाँ पे, हम साइड के लिए नहीं है। आई ओनली आस्क यू अ क्वेश्चन बेस्ड ऑन प्रिंसिपल कि जो ये लोग कर रहे हैं उन पे अगर एक्शन होता है तो आप वेंडेटा क्यों चिल्लाते? We've run out of time. Kapil Madan, Rashmi Samant, thank you for joining us on debate number 2. We've unfortunately run out of time. A short break. Lots more lined up on Times Now.